This is a base level Audi TT that I have listed on Turo, and I was just at the car wash, ran into another Turo host, and that host was asking me, how come I didn't get an Audi TTS or an Audi Roadster? And the answer to that is because I would have ended up literally losing thousands of dollars if I ended up going with one of the higher level models. And that led me to thinking back about how I lost thousands of dollars on Turo, and the mistake that you definitely don't want to repeat. This is the one thing I wish I knew 5 years ago, and that is buying higher models in particular brands will usually end up costing you more money or will end up taking margins away from you that you could potentially make versus getting a base level car like an Audi TT that is going to rent out almost just as well, and I'm going to prove it to you. So let's go take a look. By the way, so many of you guys have been asking me if I'm running my Black Friday special again, and I am. We're going to start it early this year, and the promo code to get 25% off of my Turo course, which is going to walk you through the entire business, is Turo25. It's only going to be available till Black Friday, so you want to make sure that you take advantage of it, and I am going to put the details down in the description below. All right, so let's get into it. Let's show you guys how I lost thousands of dollars so that you don't have to, and we are going to answer the question that the host was asking. And you know, there is such a big difference between the base level model of a car and buying that same car with all the bells and whistles or the upgraded models. And I'm going to show you guys right here. I was looking up the Audi TT, and this is why I went with the base level TT, because there is such a big price difference. And you can see right here, let's see, Audi, where do we have our TTs? Right here. So he was asking me, why didn't I get a TTS? And the reason is because, as you can very clearly see right here, there's almost a $10,000 difference. So what does that mean? Naturally, that means you're gonna have a higher car payment and a higher cost of ownership. But on the Turo platform, there isn't always going to be a significant difference in the day rate that an Audi TT will get versus an Audi TTS. And I'm gonna prove that to you guys right now. We're gonna do real-time market research and show you guys exactly how it works. Well, the reason for that is, why don't renters want to pay more for a model that costs more? It's because typically, from the eye of the renter, if they are looking to rent an Audi or even an Audi TT, it doesn't necessarily matter as much which level on the spectrum that car is. Is it the TTS? Is it the Roadster? Unless they are very specifically looking for that. So generally speaking, somebody is usually just looking for either a certain price range or a particular make and model, and that's about it. And I learned that the hard way when I listed my BMW 6 Series. It was an all-white convertible, beautiful. I thought it was gonna be a home run. Well, guess what? I didn't do my market research. I was absolutely wrong. And that's how I lost thousands of dollars. And I'll show you guys why. So simultaneously, I had a BMW 6 Series listed, and I also had a BMW 2 Series listed, both convertibles, both white, very similar, right? And now you can see right here, I went on Car Gurus just to look at the pricing model for these BMW 6 Series. Thank goodness I don't have that car anymore, but it was literally almost 5 years of pain. Now, the original MSRP price on a 6 Series can go anywhere from $81,000 to $124,000. That is extremely expensive. If you are buying a car of that level, you're gonna hope that it at least gets maybe 160 on the low on Turo's platform and all the way upwards of 250 in order for it to make sense for your car payment, because that is going to be a very expensive car payment, probably in the realm of $1,500, $1,800 a month. And with today's interest rates, probably closer to $2,000, which is of course absolutely insane and doesn't make sense. Now, if you look at a 2 Series BMW convertible, beautiful car, convertible, also a 4-seater, just like the 6 Series. You can see here that the price of owning and purchasing a 2 Series will range anywhere from roughly $35,000 to about $47,450. So that is less than half the cost of the 6 Series BMW. Now, yes, obviously they're not the same car. For BMW, the 6 Series BMW was on the high end, it's luxury, it's a much larger vehicle, so it has its different bells and whistles to it that certain people are looking for. But in the rental market, people are not looking for that. So that's the thing that you always have to make sure that you keep in your mind and keep perspective on is that you are getting these vehicles to rent out, and people aren't necessarily looking for all the luxuries that you might be looking for if you were purchasing that car for yourself personally. Now, personally, if I bought a 2 Series versus a 6 Series, I would go with the 6 Series all day long. It's luxurious, the ride is amazing, all the features that it comes with is phenomenal, but it doesn't translate into the car rental market. And so now how you want to do your market research, very easy and simple to do. So you want to go on Turo. I've just sort of picked, as you can see here, random state, random market where I could find these cars for comparison. So we're looking at Arizona, did a search for out in December. We see a BMW 2 Series here, almost identical to the one that I used to have, and it's going for about $89 per day. Now, I really trust this price point because clearly this host is an all-star host, and this host has many trips accumulated to this 2 Series. So I'm curious to see if a 2 Series goes for $89, you would think if the 6 Series BMW is more than double the cost of a 2 Series, that it should be yielding at least double, if not more, when it comes to the day rate. So if a 2 Series is going for roughly $90 a day, a 6 Series should be going for $180, maybe $200. So when I did a search for the same exact market for a 6 Series BMW that looks very similar, you can see right here, if we're looking at the convertible models, right? We want to compare as similar as possible. And yes, the year is a little bit older, but you can see here, even for a 2014, they're still going between $82 and $76 per day, which is, hello, less than actually the 2 Series BMW. So it's crazy. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of variance in this when you look throughout different markets, right? You'll see that, maybe the 2 Series in most markets will be priced slightly less than the 6 Series. The point is that if you look at a 2 Series versus a 6 Series, it's not that much more that you can get on a day rate. And let's just say you had the latest year available on a 6 Series, right? Maybe you can get $20 to $30 more, but that $20 to $30 more does not justify the cost of ownership. And the reason why this is so important is because this is where your profit margins come from. And I made this mistake. I had both cars, and my 6 Series BMW was barely breaking even. And the reason why this is an issue is because when you finance these cars, even if you lease them, you're typically looking at a loan that is anywhere between 3 to 6 years. So you're going to be stuck in this position for a while. And that is why you want to make sure that you thoroughly do your market research and you understand what you're getting yourself into, because it is a long-term commitment. It's difficult to get out of these cars and just sell them if they're not working out. If you don't buy them at the right price, at the right deal, you'll end up losing money on that sale. So you want to do your market research from the get-go and make sure that you understand the fundamentals, which is why it's so important for you to educate yourself when you are starting on Turo. So take that Turo course. Once again, that promo code is Turo25. You get 25% off of for Black Friday. So I want to show you guys a real life example, and to answer the question to the host that I met today, that is why I have an Audi TT and not an Audi TTS, because you want to keep that cost of ownership really low. Now, there is a very specific formula that you want to use when you are doing your market research and you are purchasing a vehicle to get the highest ROI on that car. And you want to watch this video right here to figure out exactly what that formula is. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. If you've liked this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button.